Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to our Employability Live. I'm with Sam, Tern Heads, once again, and I'm Wendy from Grad Apprentice. And today we have a really interesting topic about how you can make your career future-proof. Now, the question is, can you actually do that? Is that actually possible? Is that a thing that can actually happen to make your career future-proof? Now, it's become more important than ever to actually get a career in an industry that you will have longevity, or a career that that you will enjoy and you can diversify and go into different directions. And a lot of people are looking for security, job security, but the climate that we're living in now, nothing is secure. And how to make your career future proof can actually be quite a challenging thing, and even a thing that probably people think is impossible. But myself and Sam, we've got some tips and hints, some things that we could probably put out there just to kind of help out anyone who's wondering, what can I do for my career to last the test of time, whether it's a pandemic, whether it's, skills shortages in particular areas, whether it's just a matter of, you want to be in that career for the long term. How do you maintain longevity? So I'm going to pass it on to Sam. And Sam, if you can give us some of your insights and what you think can help make a creative career last the test of time.
Yeah, sure. So I wrote some notes down on this because obviously there's a lot of talk about kind of jobs in general becoming automated. And I think luckily for us as creatives, robots haven't actually mastered creativity just yet. So hopefully our industry will be less affected than some. But yeah, I would say my first kind of thought was just to be adaptable. So making sure that you kind of dabble in skills that are outside of your immediate sector, maybe, just to maintain that you can kind of move into slightly different skill sets within a project if needs be. Especially around things like digital design, because a lot of things are moving to sort of a digital first kind of atmosphere, really. Most of your stuff will appear on mobile or on the web in some respect at a certain time. So it's worth maybe brushing up and developing some skills around that, even if it's just understanding how the process works and maybe sort of best practices. Also moving image as well. So if you can make your designs move, I think that is quite the way things have been going for a while now anyway. But yeah, I think kind of current students and graduates at the moment are sort of way ahead than a lot of other people who are already in the industry and maybe haven't explored that so much. So I think that's a skill that especially new graduates can probably bring to the table in a lot of instances. My second one would be to keep building your network. I think that is something that you should be doing anyway. And you never know what's going to happen in your career, so it's always good to have your ear to the ground, and the best way of doing that is by talking to people. And you can do this by joining groups on social media and just kind of being quite active on social media in general, in terms of contributing to conversations, checking out meetups, and again, just interacting with people who aren't maybe necessarily immediately doing what you're doing. So if you're a graphic designer, maybe start chatting to some copywriters or some UXers or some film students or whatever it is. And then the third one would be to maintain side projects. So making sure that you're practicing those new skills that you're maybe learning, and you're putting them into projects that you're really passionate about, because at the end of the day, we all want to get paid for what we love doing. So the more of those kind of projects you can get into your portfolio, the better.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. I think what I'll be sort of touching on will be like a combination of what you said. Now, interesting enough, I've been reading up, there's this Japanese concept that is called, I hope I can say it correctly, it's called Ikigai. I know, it's a weird sort of, I don't know if anyone can read this, but basically, this is what it is. It's a Japanese concept. And what they've done is they've actually built a helpful framework that helps you with your portfolio creation. And this will really help you to be able to survive and thrive within the creative industry, whether it's a pandemic. I mean, we've learned quite a lot of lessons from what's happened with the pandemic. Economies have changed, business models change, careers change. So literally your portfolio should have the same sort of ingredients that evolve with time. So this concept has actually brought about the fact that in your portfolio, for you to actually survive and thrive as a creative, if you can actually work on, getting into the habit of, when you do projects, think about having a really good combination of projects within your portfolio. So the combination includes doing what you are good at, doing what you love, doing what the world needs, and what you can get paid for. So if you can combine projects that give you all those at all these different levels, what then happens is it makes sure that you still do things that you're passionate about. Any company you're going to go to will still want to see the passion, will still want to see your original ideas, where they stem from, where your inspiration comes from, where your interests lie. But also, when you also do things that change the world or things that solve a problem, a lot of organizations, particularly now with what's happened with the pandemic and everyone sort of trying to find ways to float through this dynamic world we're in, lots of problems have come up and there's so many solutions that can be had. And this is what they're looking for in creatives, that can you solve a problem that is happening in the world? So if you have a project that can actually identify a problem and a solution to it, it will make you a really good fit for pretty much a lot of organizations out there who are looking for great solutions from great creatives. And then another one that I think is really important is, obviously, like what Sam said, you want to have a project that you can get paid for. So do some projects that will give you quick wins, projects that actually, if I build that website, I'll definitely make some money. No matter what happens in your career, even if for any reason you don't, you lose your job in a particular organization, you still have in your portfolio the type of work that you can do, that you can get paid off on a contractual basis or on a freelance basis. And that will ensure you never have gaps within your career and you're always doing work, and you don't, run out of money. So effectively having a career that follows this framework, which I found really interesting, and I'll be, sharing this with, all the university students that I talk to, and just let them know that this is a really good combination to have. So this is how I sort of found that, you can help your portfolio become future proof. At least, for what is going on now, and always thinking about the future, being futuristic in your approach, and making sure that everything that you do is always looking at what can you do better the next 2, 3, 4 years time, rather than waiting for situations to come and change to come when you're not prepared. But yeah, that's pretty much my sort of input into it. Sam, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I think totally agree with everything. I think it's a really interesting sort of concept, actually, and yeah, I think it's just keeping that kind of bigger picture view of your career and the industry in general, isn't it? And just making sure that you're maybe adapting as much as you can. The thing that springs to my mind is, for instance, I'm a packaging designer, and a lot of packaging now is moving to e-commerce because a lot of businesses over the pandemic have moved online. So, it's like how do you move and make the unboxing process that much better for people? There's little shifts within certain industries that you should just be mindful of, and just scrutinize your position. And the key is to just keep learning and keep talking to people, I think.
Amazing. I mean, that's a really good way to wrap up. Just keep upskilling, do something new, add it onto your portfolio. But yeah, make it diversify into whatever it is that you may want to do or think about the future. And I think, I hope we've done justice to the topic, and hopefully you guys will take away something that will be able to help you. But we will see you again next week, same time, with another interesting discussion. But please, tonight we do have a discussion on Clubhouse at 6 p.m. So if you are a member, come join us. We'll be talking about employability and how to get you all, the junior talent into employment. Take care.
Bye.